Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another episode of AskGufish. This is the wishfully weekly series where I answer your questions that you leave on Discord, and we talk about the newest Guitar Gear releases of the week. So don't forget to join if you've got a question for a future episode. Link will be in the description. This is going to be kind of a quick one. I'm about to head out and have Andrew Baina's band Carcosa just absolutely abuse my eardrums. But I still wanted to talk guitar with you guys, so smack a like on the video if you're going to enjoy it. That actually helps out massively in appeasing the cruel, fickle mistress that is the YouTube algorithm. Let's jump into your questions. Phoenix Blue asks, thoughts on Gibson expanding the choices for the Les Paul standard with plain and figure top versions of the 50s and 60s models and new colors available for both? That's a heck of a detailed question, but in short, man, I love it. When Gibson did their post-bankruptcy reboot, they went back to basics. It absolutely needed to happen, but unfortunate casualties included the super bright colors and eye-catching PRS style tops that Gibson had been experimenting with. But now, 2 years after the reboot, they're bringing back the non-boomer burst finishes for the standards in the custom color collection, and they look good. It's split into plain top and figure top, as Phoenix Blue mentioned. All the colors are available on both the 50s and 60s Les Paul standards. The plain tops are $200 less than a regular standard and are available in classic white, in ebony, in cardinal red, in Iverness green, in sparkling burgundy, and in Pelham blue. Dude, I'm such a sucker for Pelham blue Les Pauls. But the coolest thing about them is that, like the Les Paul Moderns, they have the custom color tops contrasted with natural backs, and that two-tone combo looks so damn good. It looks like they've taken some color inspiration from the Epiphone Muse series as well, which makes sense. Right, there was another modern focus series aimed at capturing the attention of players who otherwise might not have looked at a standard color Epiphone. So if you liked how cool the Les Paul Modern was, but wanted the feel of a classic Les Paul standard, that's what these are. And then moving on to the figure tops. Same price as the regular standards. Blueberry Burst is back. There's also Honey Amber, 60s Cherry, Translucent Oxblood, Ocean Blue. I really like that one actually, but not as much as Translucent Fuchsia. What a color for a Les Paul. Again, natural backs for that two-tone contrast, and again, these look so good. And I'm pretty sure it was Trogley that said this is Gibson going back to 2018, and yeah, kind of. Like back then they were experimenting with the wide nut, with the robot tuners, with the Firebird X, basically doing everything but making a regular ass good quality Les Paul. Things are different now, but Blueberry Burst was the best color from that year, the color that defines that entire lineup. The 2018 standard in Blueberry Burst was one of the first new Gibsons that I'd ever made a video on, actually. Generally back then, I didn't have any interest in any Gibsons besides the customs because they were the only ones that had ebony fingerboards like my ESP Eclipse did. But I saw that hanging up on the wall at Sam Ash and was like, yo, I really have to try that. And I did, and that was my introduction to the Les Paul standard. Actually, I really liked the Bright Green Classic too. Never got to try that one, unfortunately. Hopefully Gibson brings it back, but that right there, that was kind of the point of these. The Gibson Les Paul standard in the traditional colors just kind of looks like an old people guitar. I'm sorry, I love Les Pauls, but they do. They look like dad or even granddad guitars at this point. It's not their fault. The same finishes have been around for the better part of a century, and the vibrance of some of these custom colors make them much more interesting, much more modern looking, and even higher end. There will be people who otherwise would have looked at a PRS that will give these a go. My guess is that they'll be swapping them out every year to make them more exclusive and more desirable to collectors, because for better or for worse, collectors are a big part of Gibson's customer base too. I don't exactly know what the percentage is, but I do know that 87,555% of viewers are not subscribed, so you should go ahead and do that and click the bell for notifications that we don't miss any new videos from me. But yeah, as a big fan of modern takes on classics, I am really into these, and I'd like to see them add custom colors to other parts of the lineup too. Like, I've always had a big soft spot for the Tribute series. The satin finish feels awesome, especially if you're trying to bring in new Gibson players. It would make sense to have modern colors at that gateway drug price point. If they did a satin fuchsia Tribute with a natural back, I might have to cop. Maybe the Deluxe could use the custom color treatment as well, breathe some new life into that. Mini humbuckers are cool, they're unusual, but the Deluxe colors are pretty dated and it could use some revitalizing. But yeah, starting to get off the rails with guitars that don't exist yet, so let's bring it back and let me throw the question to you. The custom colors, what are your thoughts? What are your favorites? Do you think this will win over new players or not at this price point? Are you picking one up? Or are you gonna wait for the Epiphone translucent fuchsia? Any and all thoughts? Let me know down below. And now let's take a quick second to thank Herridge for sponsoring today's video. And I say all the time, they're not just a sponsor. I actually use a Herridge wallet every day. And if you watch the channel, you've definitely heard me talk about Herridge before and how they're redefining the wallet. I love the sleek, modern form factor that can fit into your front pocket. They're RFID blocking to thwart digital pickpockets, and they come with a lifetime guarantee. They're just so nice and minimalistic, perfect for the modern lifestyle. Now that I've got this, I will never go back to the old bulky wallets. The key case is the same concept, but for your keys. Sleek, durable, and modern. They have loads of colors and styles to choose from. Personally, I'm partial to the Forge Specific, and they make fantastic gifts for those hard to shop for friends. Herridge is so confident you'll like them. There's a 99-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked. And they've actually just kicked off their Hennessy Summer Sweepstakes, where you can win a custom Bronco Velociraptor, or $75,000 in cash to spend on guitars if you prefer. You can enter completely for free, no money required. Just head on to their website or click my link down below. It doesn't cost you anything to throw your hat in the ring. You get a bonus entry for every dollar you spend on the site, and custom Hennessy products come with up to 1,000 entries. Plus, if you use my link ridge.com/AGGufish and my code AGGufish at checkout, you'll get 10% off as well as 10 additional bonus entries to increase your chances of winning. So now's the best time to consider a wallet and keychain upgrade for you or for a loved one. Link will be in the description, and of course clicking it also helps support the channel. The Hennessy Sweepstakes ends on September 30th, so if you haven't entered yet, go and do it. Good luck to everyone entering the sweepstakes, and while you're checking that out, let's get back into your questions. Rusty Extura Inbounds, congratulations bro. Did you see Fluff got a new SIG with Ernie Ball Music Man? Yeah man, just saw. He totally didn't tell me that these were coming months ago. Filming the Sweetwater launch vid was definitely the first time I'd heard anything about it. That's my story and I'm sticking with it. Oh yes. But yes, our lovable friend slash gear dad Fluff got a signature model from Ernie Ball Music Man, which like, holy shit. That's huge, and it's extra mind-blowing because, well, I'm hearing about it for the first time now, but they're based on the 2 custom Stingrays he's used for a while on his channel and during his time with Dragged Under. The limited run consists of only 25 each. The first is in Gloss Aqua Sparkle, Honduran Mahogany Body, Roasted Figured Maple Neck, Roasted Flame Maple Fingerboard with stainless steel frets, Schaller locking tuners, Fluence pickups, a single in the neck, and then his signature humbucker in the bridge. Custom Active Voice 1, Will Adler Passive is Voice 2, and then an Overwhelmed Single Coil Voice 3. As of filming, there's only one of these left. Hell yeah, Fluff. And it makes sense. It's such a sick looking guitar. And when Dragged Under came through, I got to see the original. A lot of companies do metallic or sparkle finishes, but the way Ernie Ball Music Man does it is intense. The flakes are massive. It's so sparkly. No one else really does as intense a sparkle as they do. The other one comes in Satin Tealy Dan. Nice. It has mostly the same specs, but with an ebony fingerboard and is a Sweetwater exclusive. As of time of filming, it's currently listed as back ordered, so I don't know if that means that they're making more of them. Usually once limited runs sell out, they just drop off the site. The Epiphone Adam Jones Les Pauls, for example, or even the custom shop Murphy Lab Adam Jones versions, once the run is done, it's done. But yeah, it's just really exciting. I subscribed to Fluff way back in the day before he had 100,000 subscribers, so I feel like I helped. It's just one of the things that's very cool about this YouTube thing. Like, I know him personally now, but even before, I felt emotionally invested in his success. Love how it's a Stingray, too. Like, Music Man guitars are kind of like highly modernized vintage guitars. Pretty round 10-inch fingerboard radius with stainless steel frets, and that special asymmetric gunstock oil finished neck. I'm not gonna lie, I got really disappointed when I first looked into Music Man guitars because I was like, oh, they don't have a Les Paul. And then I tried a Stingray, and that neck, dude, oh my god. Immediately, I understood. If you haven't tried one out in person yet, highly recommend you do that. A Fender, these are not. So yeah, just so stoked for Fluff. He's one of the big reasons I got into the YouTube game. He's convinced me to spend a lot of money on gear that I definitely didn't need, but thoroughly enjoyed on his recommendations. And now he's got a signature from a major company that's as highly regarded as Music Man. So cool. Like, they make f***ing John Petrucci signature models. To be on the same artist roster as John Petrucci, goals. Now where is the Sterling, damn it? Anyways, Those are just some of my thoughts. Here's where I'll throw it to you. What are your thoughts on FLUFF'S Music Man Stingray? Were any of you buyers from this run? Who else is eagerly awaiting the Aqua Sparkle Sterling? Any and all thoughts? Let me know in the comments. And the channel's been reaching a bunch of new people after I've started uploading daily shorts, and that's awesome. I think we just hit like 3 million views for the month, and that's insane. So let's hear from a new adoring fan. It's the high praise of the week. You'd look great with a huge traffic cone up your arse. Spread to the base. Can't tell. Does this guy wanna or what? But I guess thanks, man. I know I look pretty good in a number of situations. I agree. I think I could pull that off. Anyways, now it's time to talk about some new gear releases you might have missed. Keep these on your radar. Jackson dropped a signature Pro Series Soloist for Andreas Kisser of Sepultura. Maple neck through construction, compound radius ebony fingerboard, super simple single EMG 81 with a single volume pot, Floyd Rose 1000. Same as the American Series Soloist, lol. So it's a really simple metal workhorse. Then Jackson have applied the artwork from Sepultura's latest album, Quadra, to the front. I have not listened to Sepultura in a while. I don't believe there are any OG members left in the band, so that's kind of bizarre, and apparently Quadra is their 15th album? Who knew? Artwork looked sick, though. Then, you thought we were done with the Gibson news. Nope. Gibson's Murphy Lab is expanded from electrics into the world of acoustics. If you recall, Tom Murphy's division of the Gibson Custom Shop is dedicated to faithfully recreating the wear and tear of naturally aged Gibson guitars. I have a light age 68 reissue that's a phenomenal guitar, better be for the price. The acoustic Murphy Lab launch consists of the 1933 L00, the 1942 Banner J45, the 1942 Banner Southern Jumbo, the 1957 SJ200 Flat Top, and the 1960 Hummingbird. All of them feature thermally aged woods, and so far they're only doing the light aged level, so that's replicating guitars that have been case queens for decades. Unlike electrics, acoustics are much more sensitive to what happens with the wood and everything, so it makes sense they don't want to mess with that too much with heavier relicking. Of course, you're going to get all the same people that are like, why would you pay extra for relicking, blah blah blah. And in this case, I'm actually inclined to agree. What I like about aged guitars is the feel of the finish, especially the worn necks feels so good. And the light aging doesn't really get there for what I'm looking for. It's closer to a new guitar finish, just with checking. It is a cool vibe, but for a lot more money. Then Epiphone dropped the latest addition to their Adam Jones Les Paul Custom Limited Art Series. This time, it's his wife Karin Faught's Sensation on the back of the guitar. And I'm actually proud. I called all of these a while ago. I've actually been 100%, I think, on the limited art series. But anyways, I don't know whether this one is less popular than the others. Like, this is cool, but the Berserker is still the coolest one. Or whether everyone that wanted an art edition has already gotten it already, and everyone is just waiting for the standard non-art version. But the first couple Adam Jones Epiphones that launched, they sold out before they even went up on Sweetwater or Thoman's website. This one, it's been out for a little bit now, and it's still in stock. $1,300 is a lot for an Epiphone custom, even though it does have a Seymour Duncan in the bridge, although I did just pay $1,300 for a Tom DeLonge Strat, so I'm just gonna shut the fuck up now. But yeah, I've talked before about how I've always been a fan of Epiphone's focus on accessibility and how these limited exclusionary runs ran counter to that. Scalpers had a field day on these when they first dropped. You couldn't get them anywhere, so it's nice to see now that more Adam Jones fans can actually get their hands on these guitars if they want to. Because the guitars are very cool. They've got the proper aged Silverburst teardrop, front and back, a volute, a chainsaw case. It's a good Epiphone tribute to the misunderstood and underappreciated Norlin era. And let's round this whole thing out by talking affordable guitars. Harley Benton dropped new colors and lefty options for the PRS-inspired CST-24s. The non-trem version now comes in Vintage Sunburst and Amber Stripe, and the trem version now comes in Vintage Sunburst and Purple Burst, again, the latter of which is also available in lefty. Sub $300 with stainless steel frets, graphite nuts, and Korean electronics and hardware. Super dope. Another example of how much spec and quality for the dollar you get with upper-end Harley Bentons, and why I choose to work with them. And also nice they're showing lefties so much love in guitars that aren't just black. And lastly, it's Sweetwater's Guitar Month. They have a bunch of promos going on, like free Plex on certain PRS SE models, like the SE McCarty 594. That's a sweet deal. And they also have a new exclusive Viper Blue color for the Epiphone Les Paul and SG Customs. Not gonna lie, they look very sick, especially that Les Paul. I'm a sucker for blue guitars in general, and Customs with figured tops look so damn good. Links to all those down below. We're now getting to the end of the video. If you need more guitar in your life, I got you. In case you missed it, since the last episode of AskGufish, I uploaded kind of a new-ish type of video for the channel. Found a beat-up, disgusting Hughes & Kettner Triumph Mark II at my local guitar center. This 20-year-old's boutique flagship used to cost $3,000 and has been pretty much forgotten in the gear world. But it used to be my dream amp, and it lights up. So I cleaned it up, demoed it, and explained why these overlooked beasts are kind of one of the best deals on the used market right now. Then did a breakdown of Schecter's mid-year drop, which features some crazy stuff. The biggest talking point is the Sunset Triad. It's the first time they brought the Sunset from the US custom shop to the import line, and they've done so with a Tripocalypse triple coil bridge pickup. Absolutely wild, but they've also dropped a sick PT baritone, fire signature basses, and then you've got the recent Multivoice 6 series, the Fujigun made California Classic series. Schecter's kinda killing it right now. Then dropped a video of the Marshall Silver Jubilee reissue. It's an amp that I've wanted for a long time. It's a lot lower gain than I was expecting, but it is one of the best, most refreshingly old school amps I've played in a long time. It's the Marshall sound I'd been hearing in my head, and I love it. And lastly, if you missed the last episode of AskGufish, we talked about some of the new Epiphone signatures and the controversy surrounding the revamped Gibson Les Paul Supreme leaks, if you can call Instagram post by the CEO leaks. In fact, update to that is we got a new video of Slash holding the new Supreme, and it looks kind of super dope, honestly. Links to all those in the cards and in the description. And that will do it for this episode of AskGufish. Massive thanks to my patrons for making each and every video possible. Their names are up on the screen right now. Consider joining them if you like what I do. Maybe pick up some comfortable ass merch or bookmark my affiliate links to support the channel. Appreciate you all. Social media, Discord server, and affiliate links are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. You've been awesome, and I will see you for the next video.